Welcome to another A-Level Economics video with me, Mr Goff, for MrGoff.com. This video will focus on government failure. Government failure in economics is any government intervention that results in a net welfare loss. In these cases, total social costs arising from the intervention are greater than the total social benefits. For example, if the government were to implement environmental legislation, but the cost of implementing that legislation was greater than the benefit that would be received from it, this would be a case of government failure. The key causes of government failure include distortion of price signals, unintended consequences, excessive administrative costs, and information gaps. Let's take a look at each of these in more detail now. Prices may become distorted as a result of government actions. For example, subsidies remove the incentive for firms to become efficient. This can keep prices very high. Tariffs placed on imports mean domestic firms that could not otherwise compete can stay in business, but they lead to higher prices for consumers. Another potential reason for government failure is that actions taken by the government for one reason can lead to unintended consequences. For example, charges for the disposal of non-household waste that were designed to encourage recycling and minimize waste have had the unintended consequence of increasing the problem of fly tipping. Raising the employer's national insurance contribution is designed to bolster the government's revenues, but could result in either firms cutting employment or raising prices, which would lead to inflation. If the costs of a government intervention are higher than the benefits that it brings, this is an example of government failure. A system like tradable pollution permits can only work if there is a system to monitor the amount of pollution that firms produce. If the administrative costs of running this system are actually greater than the benefits that are reaped from it, then this is an example of government failure. Like other economic groups, governments may not have perfect information when they take decisions. Large projects are often initiated with costs that are severely underestimated and where the benefits are very difficult to measure. If we look at HS2, for instance, the cost expectations blew out from 20 billion to 107 billion between 2010 and 2020. It can also be hard to judge the effect of government interventions. For instance, they don't know what the effect on consumption of alcohol will be when they raise the alcohol duty, and they don't know how much benefit will be received when they run a campaign like Change for Life. That brings us to the end of this video introducing government failure. Join me in the next video when I'll be looking at government failure in various markets. Use the resources at MrGoff.com to help you revise economics, and until next time, it's bye for now.